Do you know why white fragility uses milk as its symbol? This is actually a 5,000-year-old tradition. It's nothing new. It's so old, it's as old as colonization itself. It's the Bronze Age, right? And people are inventing new technologies. And some of the people in modern day Ukraine, like some region around there, invent two very consequential technologies. They come up with domesticating the horse and with putting the wheel to a wagon that can be pulled by the same horse. And this community was already nomadic, right? But like this made them ultra nomadic. They wanted to like own all of Earth. So they started going east, west, south, north, wherever they were going. So some of them went all the way west into until they reached Atlantic. And these are the guys who will breed the descendants of modern day colonizers. Historians call this tribe the the Yamnaya tribe. Um, yeah, Yamnaya. Cool name. You know, the problem with conquering or conquerors is you need someone to conquer, right? To be a conqueror, they have to be the conquered. And they conquered in Europe at that time were like a lot of communities who are mostly matrifocal, which is a very big contrast to this warrior tribe, which were, super patriarchal. So they end up like taking over the gene pool completely. Like in Spain, south of Spain, all the male, the OG males that were there got taken out. Like all the male were replaced by this tribe. So the Spaniards are just descendants of the Amnaha, who are like the OG conquerors of Europe. And this is just 5,000 years ago, yeah. Not like long enough for these very embedded social structures to like go away, right? Or be replaced by the local kind of matrilineal. So unfortunately, when the Arabs brought in the new technologies like, math, science, compass, all that bullshit, like even just navigating the ocean, when that came in from the east now towards, I don't know what century was this, like right before colonization, so maybe 13th, yeah, like towards that century, when the Arabs brought all of these new technologies, they these descendants of the Yamnaha were like kind of reactivated again. And that is the main reason why Spain and Portugal are like the first conquerors, right? Because they had like the OG conqueror spirit. And then all of a sudden, there's this large influx of new technologies from the Arabs. And then now they're able to, this bridge that had closed them off from all the other lands, which is like this massive barrier called the Atlantic Ocean, became a bridge now. Yeah. Like now it became the connection point to these main lands, and then all of a sudden we have discoveries. Oh, we have found new land. Oh, Christopher Columbus, blah blah bullshit. And it's not just the social structures that didn't go away. There's also some other biological advantages, if you want to call them that, that developed because of these social structures that never also went away. For example, like their way of life was starkly different from how just the farmers of Europe were living, right? So that means these guys, the Yamnaha, had like a very good, varied diet. They ate a lot of different stuff. Their food source was always renewable. And since they were nomadic and pastoralists, because they reared horses and other animals, they had to develop a tolerance to milk, because now milk became a very constant source of nutrients. So they had to develop that tolerance to milk. And this is the tolerance that got spread all through Europe when they invented Europe. A tolerance that they will then use as a dog whistle for their little clan. And this is now the worst part. This is what killed the most people. Like this is their weapon of genocide. Since those guys are nomadic, they spend a lot of time with their animals from childbirth. Like once you are born with animals, and you live with animals, and you spend time with livestock. So you build a tolerance for these diseases that are spread through animals as vectors. So, like after a few generations of living with animals, you yourself become a vector. You yourself can now carry these diseases without being affected by them. And then when they started moving around, especially when they moved to the new lands, to the Americas, they were carrying so many diseases that were just like kind of like a biological weapon, so to speak. So when they reached the lands, they killed so many people, committed mass genocides, just using their bodies, just using themselves as parasites. No, 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 not parasites, sorry. As plague rats, like just carrying the vector. They spread the pest without themselves getting affected by it, and then just mass murdering people, taking over their land, taking over their women, and then, creating this new breed of very, very self-righteous conquerors who like always justify their supremacist views of the world by using some, I don't know, tradition or whatever they're using nowadays, which is like the state or the church. I don't even care. But hey, at least they brought us the English language so I can bite my tongue by telling you this.